Listen, when you said that a minute ago, I thought you said you have everyone's cock, and I was like, oh.
That's called give me thine cock.
That is called super cock.
I want all of that cock.
Super cock. What's up, motherfuckers? We have the whole crew back today. Brian is back after like being a slacker last week, and
I'm so bummed that I didn't have time to A, watch the movie, and B, see Josh's beautiful face.
See,
So
I think it would have been a really good one for you to be here for, because I feel like you would have really enjoyed the movie. I wasn't a huge fan, and there was a lot of commentary on like based on like age range and whatnot. I just wasn't a fan. Like I didn't hate it. I just didn't. It was okay. Like whatever.
I plan on watching it very soon. But yeah, I've just been so busy, as you both know.
Yeah.
I'm still busy. I'm just taking a break from being busy. So
Yeah. Which, by the way, for those of you that don't know, these two have been incredibly flexible with me over the past year. So thank you. I was like, hey, can we bump our recording time to today? Oh, and also, can we bump it early because I've got shit I got to do? Oh, and also.
I'm like, okay, I'm going home from
I'll
work.
be flexible for you, Ken, any day. Oh, wait, that sounded a lot dirtier.
That sounded really dirty.
Didn't sound as dirty as I wanted it to, honestly. Don't know.
I mean, it sounded as dirty as it was going to sound dirty. Dirty. So we're back. Yes, we are the Murder Myth Podcast, part of the Slashing Cast Podcast Network.
It's in the game.
It's in Ken's ass.
It's in my ass. And I'm yellow today.
I'm white. I'm the fucking whitest white as white.
Like whitey, whitey.
I've been in this house for all these months and I have yet to be like, curtains. Simple shit, man. Yeah. I'm gonna be that white trash guy. I'm just gonna get aluminum foil and tape it.
Hey now. Sometimes you have to use the aluminum foil to keep the heat from getting in. Okay.
I don't disagree. That does not take away the Caucasian garbage that is. Okay. I should know. Grew up that way.
Brian's gonna keep being as white as possible. I mean, dude, I'm paler than you. And that's because I go outside.
I did not know, Rod, that you were a lumberjack.
I mean,
right? He's out there slinging his axe.
This is one of my shirts I bought when I went out on a date. Remember when I went out on dates? That was the times.
When I went on dates.
No, it's funny because I actually started, like, to be fair, last week made me a little lonely, so I started applying on fucking dating sites again. I'm applying for this job to do this thing, but no, it's so I started talking to someone else. I don't know how well that's going to go, but it's the thing. But because it's a lonely time when we live in a days of the orange Cheeto fuck and everything else that happened last week. So yeah, it is.
As I said before we started recording, I am going to ask Ken when she comes back that she wear cargo pants on the way out, so she can smuggle us.
We're gonna have a murder moose like
the wildest thing about that. Like, I've been coming back and forth between the U.S. and Canada now for like over a year, like almost a year and a half now, and the only time I've ever had serious issues was when I was driving cats in over the border, like actual cats, like Stripes and Weasel. That was the only time I've had issues. I've been like, stopped just to be questioned, like basic shit, like, oh, where you going? How long are you going to be there? Okay, bye, But when I come into the US, I was explaining this on stream because I didn't really realize it. Like, I didn't think about it until yesterday or the day before when I was flying in, because I always fly in through Toronto for the most part. It's always so nice. Like, you walk in, everything's like digital. It's really easy. You go up, they take your picture, you fill out, your online thing with your claim. You go up, you take your little receipt, you go up to the guy, he looks at you and decides, okay, you're going to go to one of these people or you're just going to go on through. I have been stopped, but then I've also not been, so it's not a big deal. And it's very simple. You go through, you talk to other dude, you give them your paper, you go see another woman, they scan your boarding pass and you're through. Super simple. And it's nice and it feels nice. And it's, the US side is gray. It's dirty. The last time I was going in, there were 3 banana peels on the ground. Like, you
Someone
get
was playing
there,
Mario Kart.
they all look fucking miserable, and they're always like, "Why are you blah, blah, blah. Where have you been? Blah, 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 blah." You have to go through security a second time. Like, even though you've obviously been through security to get
Yeah.
on the plane, you have to go through security again, and they swab everything. They're so meticulous, and they're hateful. And I'm like, why why is our entry point
You know
so
why?
shit?
I mean, it's not that hard to figure out. It's because, like everything else in this country, we don't want to pay people, so we're not
Mhm.
paying people enough that they give a fuck. I mean, when you are paying people a bare minimum amount of money to do a job that's as important as doing customs, and they're just like, they're miserable motherfuckers. One, you're not getting
But, like, the
highly
area
motivated.
even, it's like they don't give a shit. Like,
They
the
don't give a
other
shit
like,
because of
coming into
money.
Canada, it's nice. Going into the US feels like you're
I
going
bet.
into, like, some fucked up prison
I,
section.
well,
You
you
are.
are. You are.
Yeah, it's wild.
And you're also, I mean,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that they're probably paying those people in Canada twice as much as the ones in America. I'm not even like
Canada. I'm not
Canada.
calling it that from now on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Canada. I
Canada.
love
I
it.
But
will say they pay more, but the conversion rate makes it equal or less than.
The
So
Canadian dollar is tanked lately.
oh, yeah.
From what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
reading. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. It's great to come over with US dollars.
I bet.
I mean, it's okay. The US dollars aren't going to be.
So, can
Dude,
you retire on $87 yet?
Not yet, but we're getting there.
Okay.
dude, it was the thing that made me laugh / cry that I saw like late last week or over the weekend, and it was like this woman going, yeah, this wife on Twitter, I think it was on Twitter because I stay away from Twitter now, but it was going, yeah, this wife on Twitter is complaining because her husband's shop in like Pennsylvania was like a shop for like, you know, like some manual labor motherfuckers, and they were all told they weren't getting their Christmas bonuses because they have to buy a bunch of supplies because of the tariff bullshit, and
Mhm.
they're like, what? But what? And they're like finally realizing, oh, maybe we didn't vote in our best interest.
Yeah, apparently the, like, percentage
We
of
which reminds me,
surcharge for
Rod,
tariffs,
you have
like,
homework.
skyrocketed.
We need a blue sky.
I know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta, dude. I have my own blue sky, and I'll make it. I'll make a one for the podcast here.
Yeah, the
I
Murder Moose blue sky is coming soon, and then
Yeah.
we're probably gonna transition.
dude. I don't. The only reason I even
Still
open
some fun
Twitter now
sites.
is to go to tweet when I'm going live, and then that's all. Like I used to be
I
on
just
Twitter.
cross post now. I just post whatever I post on Twitter, I post on Blue Sky.
That's what I've been doing.
So,
I've been doing that for months, but I'm actually using Blue Sky. Like my friends are finally coming over to Blue Sky, and it's just like, and I can't, dude. Fucking Thrones. Throne is just like, I don't know if either one of you have used Throne.
I use Throne.
Throne
I
is
don't
just
know what
like
drone is.
it's the
Other
Instagram
than
one that's
the
like
code.
Twitter and
Threads?
everything.
Threads.
Or Threads,
That's
or
Threads,
that's what I meant.
Claire.
Sorry, I meant Threads. Sorry. It's just all it is bots. It's like every single one.
I know.
I click on it and it's like
Yeah.
every single account has a fucking OnlyFans link in it. Like and I know they're tailoring it to me because I'm complaining about fucking dating, but like still it's just like I swear at least half, if not 3/4, the accounts I click on are just fucking OnlyFan bots.
We have gained a lot of followers on X because it's all been bots. Like, don't get me wrong. It's like, and the number looks nice. It's going up. But I'm like, we just got like almost 30 follows in the last like week. But they're all like OnlyFans bots is what they are. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But we need to get the blue skies going on.
I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon after we record. I'll do it and set it up. Yes, we're back. We're finally talking about Alien Romulus because it's digital and couldn't see it in her back of her nothingness. But how's everything else going before we talk about it? I mean, Ken's all the stuff you all settled. The kitties are happy. Ken and
kitties are happy. I have to go back and get the kitty we adopted because we did adopt a cat. So I'll have to go back and get him. His name is Bean. He is 11 weeks now. But he can't come into the country via United until he's 4 months. So I'm going to go back and get him.
Josh's girlfriend was like drooling over your kitten on the TV. Like Josh was watching Kin on the TV, and she was like, "Oh my god, Bean!" And it's like, because Bean's just like, this is Bean's life, like flopped over like a fucking dead cat, but he's just yeah. So
He's a little guy.
he's adorable. Um,
Mm-hmm. Very.
I read I book 7 of my crazy book series came out last week. A like surprise drop because he was trying to do a pre-release and you can't pre-release on Amazon KDP, and so like it's a 700 something page book. I read like almost 400 pages over the weekend, and I'm just like, God damn it! I don't want to do other things. I just want to read. I don't want to.
Oh, I'm in the same boat. Like I'm like I think probably on book 5 of 8 books. I don't know because it's all through the Kindle and it's a full set. Like I bought them all at the one set, and I am just that's all I want to do. I just want to read. I don't care. I just want to read. I'm so balls deep. It's so good.
Balls deep in your love.
Ken is slapping against that book's clit with her balls. She's just like,
It's actually not been smut at all. So this one I don't think has smut. There might be some coming, but I don't think so because I think this one I've seen in a children's section or like a teen section.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's
I'm like not excited. I've just been working. I've been working a lot. Worked some overtime past couple of weeks. So
Brian's just like
yeah,
getting
I've
that
just been busy.
moony.
And then me and my son are installing a fence in the backyard so I can let Roby run free and
Tripod.
not have to. Yeah, let the little tripod run free in the backyard, and that way I don't have to keep him on the leash and shit. So
Nice.
Good.
yeah,
Good
good times.
Zelda's been eating snow because it snowed on it. Like I literally didn't leave my house between when I got home last Tuesday up until this morning, like because it snowed from like Wednesday on or Tuesday on to like yesterday or the day before. I think it might have stopped on Saturday, and I'm like, okay, I'm done with snow already. I'm done.
How much snow did you guys get though?
It was like probably close to a foot. I mean, there was like 8 inches of
Jesus.
stuff, and then it snowed some more after that, and yeah. So and now it's warm and melting away because Colorado. So yep. Okay. You guys want to dive into Alien Romulus?
I do. I want to face first into this fucking movie. I love it.
Brian wants the tentacle, the face hugger tentacle shoved in
I want
his
that
mouth.
love. Give me that love. I want something to love me as much as a face hugger loves a face.
Ken, do you want to read a synopsis for Alien Romulus for us?
You got it. While scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station, a young group of space colonists come face to face with the most terrifying life forms in the universe. Did I say that right? Derelict?
Yeah.
I never say that right.
I think you did.
Okay.
Or we could call this "Don't Breathe in Space" because this movie does have similarities between.
Definitely has some elements, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Fede Alvarez's style, so
yeah. I mean, there was no evil nutsack book like the Evil Dead remake, but
right. This movie, I like this movie. I like because I like that it does feel like a Fede Alvarez movie and not a Ridley Scott ripoff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, it's very much like he's got his style on it, and if you've seen his other stuff, I mean, he's only done what? This is only his third. Has he done more than 3 movies? Like he did Evil Dead, obviously. Then he did Don't Breathe, and then
I'm pulling it up to find out.
He did A Girl in the Spider's Web, Evil Dead, Don't Breathe, Alien Romulus, Texas Chainsaw.
Well, he produced that.
Oh yeah. Wait, no, writer, director. Calls, Girl in the Spider's Web, Panic Attack, El Kaj, yep, and then some. Those are Spanish.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, those are some short. His feature films that he's directed are Romulus, Spider's Web, Don't Breathe, and Evil Dead. And yeah, that's.
I don't even know what Spider's Web is.
The Girl in the Spider's Web. It's
yeah.
a spinoff of The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. And the girl
don't know what that is
either.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's not the spinoff. It's the book that came out.
Yeah, they're all
the
based
same
on
author, right?
That's a better question for a smarter person.
I listened to those books back in the day, but I don't remember the names of any of them. And I saw I've only ever seen the American version that Fincher did, which is
really good.
Yeah. But
it
like,
didn't make
dude,
money.
they didn't. But they also turned down like, dude, those books are hardcore, man. Like,
Yeah,
it is like the R word, anal
they
R
did. They
word
kept
in that.
enough, in my
Yeah,
opinion, though,
but
because she did fuck that dude in the ass. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, she got that guy pretty good. But yeah,
Yeah.
that movie's really good. I never actually watched the girl who the Spider's Web one, the one that Fede did.
Isn't that they were all like Norwegian or
Yeah, I think
like
somebody
Denmark?
from Norway,
Yeah, or something like
Denmark,
that.
something like that.
Yeah.
European.
Yeah, it's European as shit. But he's a really good director. Like it's his I think it was a really good choice to do this, and it was like
Mm-hmm.
it's been funny, man, watching how like Disney has handled now Predator and like Alien, because like obviously they did the Predator Prey movie first, which came out in what,
Mm-hmm.
2021 or 2022, or the fuck it was.
Something like that. It's
Yeah.
really fucking good, though.
And they got 2 Alien movies coming out next year, which is going to be like, or 2 Predator movies coming out next year, which are going to be like the Eli Manning or whatever the fuck what the fuck is her name?
What are you
Fanning.
talking about, man?
I don't know.
Elle?
Fanning. Elle Fanning. Is that what the fuck? I don't know,
Elle.
man. Elle, yes, Elle Fanning.
Did you just have a stroke? Like, what just
Probably,
happened there?
I don't know. Guys, I don't know what day of the week it is.
Eli
where
Fanning.
I am. Yeah. God damn. I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna stop talking now in the
Eli
podcast.
Fanning.
Yes. It's like Eli Manning kind of.
Hey, don't feel bad. I do the same shit. I'm like, why do we have hobbies where we talk when we can't talk? Because I suck at speaking. I have, and both of my hobbies require such. I have a podcast and a band.
Yep.
And I fucking
Singing, talking, doing all these things. But yes, they have 2 Predator movies coming out next year. One of them is going to be, it sounds like it's going to be a short anthology animated of Predator kicking, like fighting like pirates and ninjas and shit like that. But it's been,
that needs to be full fucking feature film. Like,
I mean, if they set it up,
Pirates of the Caribbean meet Predator, why are you kidding me?
I think there's a lot of like very specific scenarios people have been asking for with Predator. So it's like they kind of like have started doing that stuff. But like after Prey did as well as it did, but even though it was just on Hulu, they're like, oh, maybe we could do this. And then obviously that led into Alien Romulus, which I don't know. What was the budget of Alien Romulus?
Would have made money though.
It would have made money, yeah, for sure. Because the fucking budget was tiny for that movie, man. And it was
okay. So it could have made money. Do you think it would have been a hit? I mean, critically, it obviously was received well, and I love the movie. I don't see that movie making a fuck ton of money.
No, but I think it could have made somewhere easy between 100 and 200 million dollars. I'm not saying it would have made like
I disagree.
Predator money, or I mean not Predator.
I disagree.
Like, I don't know if it would have made Deadpool money, but like I think it could have made 100 million pretty easy.
I
Which
disagree.
movie are we talking about?
Prey.
Oh, okay.
The reason I disagree is because of what just happened. We've seen what people want, and they don't want to see indigenous people kicking ass.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't want to see Native Americans kicking ass.
They don't want to see a lot of things. I mean,
critics loved it. It's fucking awesome. Prey is amazing. I think it's better
Prey
than the original.
Really
Predator.
good. I really liked Prey.
Yeah,
Prey was.
I think it's better than Predator. I think it's the best one in the franchise.
I don't know about better than Predator. I know it's up there. I mean,
the only thing it was missing was the stupid fucking awesome dialogue that Predator had.
I mean, I don't know.
Sexual tyrannosaurs.
I mean, you had some fucking weirdos in that movie, man. I mean, Ventura is like one of the weirdest motherfuckers around and shit like that. So it's like, yeah. That man who then tried to make his own like sci-fi action movie in the early 90s and it flopped real hard.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, I saw a video about it on that Brandon Tenold's YouTube. He did a whole thing about it and it's really terrible. So but yeah, so do you know what the budget for Alien Romulus was? I thought it was like
80 million.
80 million. And what was what they ended up making at the box office?
300 million.
I got 350.
Don't you be giving that Loch Ness monster no 350? Yeah.
Yeah, I think my numbers are for like closer to early.
Yours are honestly yours are probably more accurate than what I'm reading because I'm reading from Wikipedia myself.
Yeah. But Ken, this is your first adventure with this movie. You hadn't seen it. What was your initial thoughts? And we'll dive into it. But
I really enjoyed it. Obviously, the dad jokes were great. Uh,
yep.
a little too like standard, but okay, whatever. Um, the alien hybrid, amazing, amazing. Oh my god, it was so fucking good. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I watched it with Cats, and he does not like horror, but he wanted to see this. And when that came out, he was like, "No, no, no." I was like, "That dude is sick." Like, I
It
love
was
that.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was far
Um,
better than what we got in Alien Resurrection.
Which Ken's never seen. So I was trying to describe to her like the baby, the
We should
gooey
just make her
baby
watch it.
alien. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
we should just do it.
that is a weird movie though, Alien Resurrection and all. Like there are so many good people in that movie, and there's a lot of cool things about
There's
it.
a
But
lot
like,
of really, really good wasted talent in a very mediocre Alien movie.
but it's still like, it's funny, man, because like I don't
It's
know.
watchable.
Oh yeah. I mean, Sigourney Weaver is
Mm-hmm.
there doing her thing. I mean, even though she's like
wait,
weird in that movie. What?
is that the
She's
one
like,
where she goes back and she's like really hesitant and doesn't want to be there?
No, she gets cloned, and then like she's like,
Oh, okay.
and then they get the alien out of her, which doesn't make any sense because it's like I still don't even understand how she got infected between Aliens and Alien 3, that it led to this, and then the weird like they kind of explain the whole facehugger thing in this movie where they're like they get to pick the speed of their like of their incubation period because the one
oh
that
yeah,
the chick gets her like whatever, and they all like tie it back to the black goo from David and whatnot, which is an interesting way to tie those films back into everything because it's like it never kind of made sense because it would be like the varying degrees of how long a face hugger was incubating, right? Because if you had like you have her running around through Alien 3 the whole time, no like infected, and it's fine. And
I
this one,
always chalk that up to she was impregnated with an alien queen as to why that was taking like longer or something like that. I don't know,
but
but yeah, you're right. I mean, it's pretty loose
yeah, I mean it was
before.
you even had the thing like I mean that was Resurrection too, like the guy who was running around who does one of the best kills in all the Alien movies where he
The
knows the face
best and
huggers.
worst at the
Yeah,
same time.
yeah,
Because how did he know that was gonna? You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
I was
Ken,
just like, yeah,
there's
whatever.
a kill in Alien Resurrection
Yeah,
where
let's stop
yeah,
talking about it.
that's just I was just gonna say is epic because if you've never seen it,
It's
but
pretty
like yeah,
dope.
it's all that stuff. I I think, dude, what makes me so mad about this movie though is like the people complaining about there's too many, dude. I, like there are things in this that like I find that like are more like him saying "get away from her, you bitch" was kind of unnecessary, even though it was more like a
Yeah,
callback
that felt
line.
like Lee Brackett saying it's Halloween. Everyone's entitled to one good scare, and Halloween kills.
Yeah,
Pretty. I thought that when he said that, I was just like,
he said the
that
thing.
was kind of a. I was just
Yeah,
like,
and that makes me laugh. But like people complaining about what do you call him Bilbo being back in it, and it was just like
mhm.
the Bilbo thing made sense to me because they had been looking for what they say that was like 20 years they looked for the alien. So this is like 20
Something
years
like that.
after, yeah, like or 27 years or whatever the fuck it was. This takes place in between Alien and Aliens. Uh, so they have
I
like
think the reason that people were complaining about it to me was stupid reasons because I think that the reason people were bitching about him being back in this movie wasn't grounded in anything other than they didn't like the visuals
yeah,
that they did to recreate Ian Holm.
yeah.
And I think that's
I thought it was great.
I thought it looked fine. I thought
Yeah.
again, it didn't. It wasn't so bad that it took me out of the movie.
Yep.
And that's like, so I think that that's a level of petty that people just need to get the fuck over, because I thought that it was chronologically,
It made
to me,
sense.
it made more sense to
Yeah.
have an Ian Holm modeled replica or
Android.
android,
Yeah.
as opposed to having the Lance Henriksen model,
I
because
yeah.
Aliens takes place so much further after Alien.
Yeah, it's
You know
like
what I
30
mean?
years after or something like it was 57
Oh,
years,
it's
but
more
it's
than
like
that.
I was saying 30 years after
Her
this.
daughter died of old age
Yeah, it
before
was a 50
Aliens
it
fucking.
was she was in hibernation for 57 years. So it was like a thing that say
Yeah,
she was like so it was like 69 I think she was when she died cuz I think she was going to be there for her 12th birthday or something like that when
yeah, something like that.
yeah. But like
But yeah, her daughter passed away as
yeah.
an elderly woman
Yeah.
before Aliens even started.
That and I just take it in that they built this fucking they had this space station trying to set up stuff that like after they knew because that's the thing that too it's like that makes me laugh about it. It's like the whole like them acting like they didn't know what was happening in Aliens, the board of directors and shit like that, like at the very beginning of the movie and trying to have
Yeah.
Ripley explain everything. And in this one, they kind of sound like they knew exactly what happened and blah 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 and like whatnot. Like they had gotten. I wonder if they just gotten the distress message or whatever that she had sent out at the end of the movie, and then like couldn't find the ship or whatever, and then it took all that time. But like, I don't know. I thought the weirdest thing with all that was like when they have the alien hanging from the ceiling with the hook in it. Still, I'm like, what? Huh? What? That was the only thing, and I understand that they like that was the same alien from the first movie, but like, why was it hanging from the ceiling with like they would have taken that hook out, they would have done all this stuff. I don't know, man. But like people just complaining about it, and like, dude, we haven't gotten a good alien movie since Aliens. It's been 25 plus, almost 30 years since 35 years, almost 40 years since we've gotten a good alien movie.
It has really been a long time since we had anything remotely on the level of Aliens, because I enjoy Alien 3. It's not good because a studio made sure of that.
Yeah.
And then Resurrection is obviously kind of hokey fun movie.
Yeah.
I enjoy that for probably nostalgic reasons. Just based on the cast alone, I was gonna happily watch that movie. And then I like Prometheus, but it's not great by any means. I know you hate that movie.
I hate
love
Alien,
that you hate
Prometheus.
it.
Yeah, I hate that
and then
movie.
Covenant has its moments where there was really, really strong shit in Covenant, and then really weak shit too. Bad characters, like characters making stupid decisions and doing fucking dumb shit, but awesome. Like, I mean, it's a Ridley Scott movie, so it looks beautiful.
Yeah,
because he knows how to shoot films. And this though it's on the same. It is at least can hang with Alien and Aliens.
Yeah.
Is it as good as either one of those movies? No, it's not.
Yeah.
But it's a damn huge step above what we've gotten. I would have really been interested to see what Neil Blomkamp would have come up with, because there was a long time that
he was going to make a legacy sequel. Yeah. But dude, that man, he's kind of like he's like one of those directors that does one good thing or a couple.
Nothing holds a candle to it.
Dude, that motherfucker, nothing he did after District 9 was anywhere near as good. And it kept being like, I remember Elysium just being a giant disappointment, and then I made it halfway through the movie with the meth twins, the Dyer Antwood in it, and when Chappie, and I'm just like, this is bad. And
Chappie was all man, it was disappointing.
Dude,
I like Elysium a lot, though. I think Elysium's fucking amazing.
I didn't like Elysium all that much either.
Elysium was amazing. It's not as good as just at all. But Elysium was really good.
It's one of those things.
It tanked horrifically.
Yeah,
it lost so much fucking money.
dude.
But
That's the
you're
problem.
right.
Like
Chappie's pretty disappointing.
you have these directors who like Neil. The guy who did Descent is also like that too, where he did Descent and he did Dog Soldiers, and then like every movie after that is just like worse than the one. Like, and you just go,
Dog shit.
yeah, and you just go. So I mean, that's what I'm liking about people like Freddie. Fede. Why do I want to put an R in his name all the time? It's Fede Alvarez. Like,
Yeah, Freddie and Eli Fanning.
yeah. But it's these directors who actually take their time to, and like the chick from Revenge, or not Revenge, The Substance, who did Revenge also. Like she waited 7 years to do another movie that she believed in, and I think that there's a thing that like these directors go in and don't know what they're doing, but just feel like they have to capitalize on the success of a really good movie, and then they just start making crap. And I know as a creative, like,
man, it was not Margaret Qualley. Margaret Qualley was the girl that played in it.
Yeah, but
just
like
correcting myself for no reason.
it's good to see that like this guy going out and doing stuff that he believes in and then he wants to do is like in high quality stuff, because the looks of this movie, the two, he knew what practical effects meant. Like all the face, like I don't know how many face hugger models they had, but they had the little face hugger, like remote controlled face huggers, which are fucking amazing and are fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
I like how he adds some lore about how they see.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. That was
Because
very cool.
They didn't like, there would never been anything about that. It had been just like their face huggers. I still don't know completely like how they took a corpse of one alien and cloned it, I guess, and that meant there was also probably a queen on that ship somewhere. It seemed like there was a queen on that ship, or they were just transporting facehuggers around that they had cloned. I don't know how they did everything they did in that movie, but I'm like, huh. But I don't care, man. It was the acting was great, the action was great. The scene where she fucking turns off the gravity and pulse rifles the shit out of the aliens is fucking awesome.
That was dope, dude. Yeah. Super dope.
I don't know how they made the pulse rifle even cooler in this, because I think it was the tracking, right? They had the tracking.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was really cool. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, it made it like so that a kind of, I mean, very similar to like her character's a lot like similar to like Ripley in the first movie, right? Like this person who isn't like, but like isn't an action star, isn't like a Marine or whatever.
Yeah, she's not a soldier. She's just a survivor.
Yeah, and she goes in and kicks ass. I mean, it's Final Girl 101, right? Like Final Girl put into a situation and like kicked ass. Her brother I love with Kin. That was like the first time I watched this movie. I was like, oh my god, this character is like Kin. In like this character was made specifically for Kin. The dad jokes that are just like terrible the entire movie. I'm like, oh my god. I groaned out loud. I was like, oh my god. Kin can't see this because she lives in BFE Canada, but like this character was made specifically for Kin. This kid, it was like, what character would make Kin the happiest person in the world? Okay, here this character is, and he, yeah, and Kin would love him, and he is fantastic, man. Like I always love when you
is phenomenal,
dude.
Like,
he does that switch from like
great.
Like this twitchy kind of like autistic kind of character, even though he's just like a fucked up android, right? And then he gets the upgrade from Bilbo, and he's like all like, they fix his firmware, and he's just like all assertive and like doesn't give a fuck about anyone else anymore, because his like it's Wayland Corporation objectives.
Right.
Also, I don't know about you guys. Do you guys watch this movie and go, oh, I don't know. I'm seeing this a lot in things now because I'm going, oh, this is another fuck capitalism movie, because obviously Wayland is like the ultimate evil corporation, right? And like always has been in all these movies. But like now you're going, yeah, the more fuck capitalism, because that's kind of, I feel like, a message of all the alien movies. It's the aliens aren't the bad guys. Yeah. So Ken, what was like, I mean, I don't know what you were expecting or what you were going into this thinking about. Like, I don't know what you were like. Oh yeah, this is gonna be like this. But what was your like? Were there highs? Were there lows things that you didn't like in this movie compared to like the other Alien movies and whatnot?
I mean, honestly, I think the douchebag character was a little too douchebaggy. I feel like some of the side character development, I mean, granted, they're side characters, so their development isn't really essential to anything, but I felt
Yeah,
like some of it was a little like lacking.
yeah,
The whole like sister being pregnant and like obviously there's a friendship there and whatever. I felt like that character could have been developed just a little bit more,
yeah,
but otherwise, like I was so excited. Like I said, when the like cloned not cloned, the hybrid
yeah.
uh one popped out, I was like, you are so fucking cool.
Yeah,
Dude,
So
it
I
was
wasn't expecting that at all.
it was unsettlingly cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Because it really
great.
was.
Dude, I,
And I think
I,
Yeah,
that's underrated. I wish that particular um that particular one slash concept would be more present in the franchises and like potentially take in one of those monster steps of like a classic monster just because
yeah,
it was so creepy and
yeah.
so cool
What
and I don't know.
you take the concept of a xenomorph, right? Is it adapts to whatever host it had. That's like Alien 3, why the alien is like a dog, right? Because it hatched from a dog. You
yeah,
have stuff like that, and you have like, and the whole like taking that black goo and making it an adjustment to everything. Like the fucking rat scenes that they show in the video of it like
That was
crunching and then
great.
yeah, you're just like, dude. They say in the movie that they had it for like 170 days or something like that. I'm like, you motherfuckers did a lot of. I mean, you would obviously been like, you've done all this work, got aliens going, got all this shit happening, and then how long were they like gone? How long had it been since they had killed everyone? Because like obviously the space station was abandoned. Even Wayland's like, "Yep, we're not touching this anymore." It always makes you laugh because you're like, Wayland, the evil corporation that wants these biological weapons, like in every single fucking alien movie, right? You go, but then when you have it, they kill your people, and you just go,
yeah.
and they just leave it there, right? Like they leave it there to like, which might have been the plot point that made the least sense of everything in this whole film to me, because I'm like, Wayland would never have just left this shit here. Like they would never have
Yeah.
just left it there. I'm just like, these motherfuckers have been like, nearly
Well, let me ask, wasn't there a whole thing about and I could have just I could just be misremembering, but wasn't it that it like went off grid and they couldn't find it or something? Like,
no,
and that's why?
they couldn't find the ship from Alien. That's what they couldn't find. That's it took them like 20 years or whatever to find the ship from Alien. But like, I don't I don't know if they had the timing of what happened in between those, like how long between they killed everyone and went off, like, in between when those kids found it and went into that space station. But like, I don't know. That's the one thing I'm like, Wayland would never, like, I don't know. If these kids can find it, Wayland Corporation, if like, it's always like the thing where it's like, oh, these dumb kids could find something like this. Yeah. I also like, I fucking like, why I think I said the I hate capitalism so much in this movie is when she goes in, she's like, okay, I did my days. I'm gonna go travel now and like leave the planet. And they're like, actually, you got to go work on the mines now. And you're just like, I. It's so rage inducing. It is so rage inducing because you're like, that's what it is, man. We live in a world where capitalism is like, I mean, money's more important than people. Obviously, this girl did all this stuff to pay off. Like, it's like glorified slavery in this movie. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we're not that far off from that in real life, right? But like, you just sit there and go, fuck, man. Fuck. I every time I'm just like, I hate you guys. I hate you so much. I hate you guys. Um, I I think that like as long as you were talking about the characters, Ken, I think that you have obviously the Asian chick doesn't get a real chance to do much because she's the first to get, killed by the aliens, right? She gets face hugs at the very beginning. I think that the douchebag guy, I think he was an asshole to begin with, but then when his mom got killed by the androids, you're like, okay, I understand why. You he was the asshole. Like, I don't know what he was smoking, but when they're like going up into the atmosphere, he's like, I'm gonna go smoke this thing and just inhale it like a fucking lunatic, like while we're launching off the planet. And I'm just like, oh, he's that kind of ass that's like, oh, he's gonna show off while being a dick the entire time. But like Andy just wants to be there and like, help his sister, and they're like, nah, man, you're a fucking android and we don't like you. So it's just like Brian, what are your thoughts? I mean, you've seen this is what the second time you've seen this now?
This is viewing number 2, and I really like this movie a lot. Like I said earlier, I like that it doesn't feel like a complete Ridley Scott clone, which is what I was worried about when somebody else, because I don't think that, because James Cameron obviously didn't clone Ridley Scott's formula by any means. He basically made an action movie at its core. Aliens is an action movie. So, and then David Fincher, his vision got squashed.
Yeah.
I don't know what that other guy, the Jean-Pierre Jeunet, I can't remember how to pronounce his name.
Yeah.
That's the guy that made Resurrection.
Uh-huh.
I've only seen one other movie that he did. But Resurrection, just honestly, it felt like a Ridley Scott clone movie.
Yeah.
This feels like a Fede Alvarez movie. Like you nailed it. Like we call it "Don't Breathe in Space," and it feels like a Fede movie, and that's what I like about it. The characters, we kind of nailed. We nailed that right on the head with something like that. The douchebag was like super uber douchebaggy, you know, and kind of a shit fuck. But I love our little what's her name, Rain.
Yeah,
I love her.
Yeah, I love her.
She's fucking awesome. And
that actress apparently played Priscilla. But I would like to see her in more stuff. Yeah, I didn't watch Priscilla, so I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
I didn't either.
I was looking up her IMDb, and I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, she did Priscilla. Yeah. I looked it up, and she did a lot of voice acting. She did a lot of. She's been in a lot of video games. It looked like she was in like Dead by Daylight and some other stuff. But yeah,
the guy that played Andy is obviously really, really good as well.
Yeah,
David Johnson. The way he switched from one android to the other, as smooth as he did, was pretty fucking impressive.
Yep.
I've never seen him in anything else at all.
I was looking at his IMDb when you started talking about that, and I'm like, there's nothing on his like IMDb that I recognize at all. But
yeah. But what's her face played in The Craft Legacy, and Bad Times at the El Royale, which is a fucking brilliant movie.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about with the there was only one Craft movie. There's just
I know, right?
The Craft.
I know, right?
Did you ever see The Craft Legacy?
No.
I refused. I refused to watch that movie.
It's oh, you never watched it?
No, because again, just like The Crow that
you have to
out,
watch it. If you want to talk shit about it, you have to watch it.
I could talk shit
that
about
is the rule.
That is
the rule.
It's not. I will not listen to it. Like, if you have to watch it if you want to talk shit about it. So I recommend you do that. That way you can join me in the shit talking about it, because it's not good. I didn't care for it.
I figured as much. I mean,
it's not good.
Yeah,
it was very disappointing. I didn't like the new Black Christmas either.
No.
Not for reasons that some people didn't like it for. I just didn't think it was good.
Yeah.
It turned into the whole finale of the Black Christmas remake turned into like Anchorman.
It was Black Goo like doing bad. I love when horror movies are just like, we're talking about Alien Romulus that has their own Black Goo, but it's just like, evil Black Goo. It's like Evil black goo is like,
Actually, I didn't like that element of the movie either,
Yeah.
which we're not talking about. Let's not talk about.
yeah.
But no, this it's shot well. I love the look of the movie. I love I love it. I think this is a really, really good film.
I have a question. You guys like, and this is the thing I've never understood, but they do it again in this one. What the fuck is the mist that the aliens always have in their nests? That they like, it is like sentient mist. It's like almost like they can detect movement in like a sonar or something like that, or like because it's always the mist on the floor of these egg chambers that like.
Yeah, it's weird. It is interesting because they do that in literally every one of them.
Yeah, you're just like,
it's kind of interesting.
I don't get it. I'm like, is it like dolphin sonar but with like mist? like what? How do you know? And it's always like at that exact level. It's like ankle height at all
Probably
times.
something that we've completely missed.
Oh yeah.
It's something it's probably been totally explained, and we're gonna get called out for it potentially. But yeah,
I mean, but
like, you fucking idiots! Have you ever watched this shit?
I've watched Alien and Aliens 20 plus times a piece, and I have no fucking. I mean, obviously it's not in Alien, but like Aliens. But like, I don't know. I'm just like, what is that?
It's probably in Prometheus.
Oh no, no. I mean.
They probably explained it in Prometheus, bro. I've only seen that movie like twice. So.
Dude, I've watched it a couple times, and it was just like, I just remember walking out of that movie going, but why were they all so dumb? Like, the characters in this movie were smarter than the characters in fucking Prometheus.
Well, and they were at a level of education commensurate with what they were, at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, these characters made bad decisions. They supposed to make bad decisions because they're not fucking scientists.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And shit like that.
You go and go, okay, this movie ends if the idiot guy hadn't have like closed the door on them, right? Like then they could have like there was no movie because they could have gotten out and they would have been fine and whatever, like the face hugger, and they would have had to deal with the alien on the ship, but then there would have been like 5 of them to deal with it. I'm like, and I'm just like,
yeah.
So you go, oh yeah, they do stupid things, but like this movie never feels like they're doing these. That's the thing I hate about Prometheus and Covenant. Like the it's just
they
like
make bad decisions as plot devices.
Yeah, they make illogical decisions. It's not even bad. Yeah. It's like things that go, why would you do this? And everyone in this movie, you go, okay, I understand why they did this. I mean, they're stupid kids. They're trying to get escape.
It felt more natural.
Yeah.
Which is. And you're right, because there's a juxtaposition between the decision making, because in the Prometheus and Covenant movies, they made those illogical bad decisions literally just to move the plot forward in the movie.
Let's pet
right.
Let's pet the alien space snake. Ooh,
right. Exactly.
Or we just got to this planet. We know nothing about it. Let's take our helmets off and run around. Whee! And it's just like, but you guys are supposed to be the smart, like, they were supposed to be fucking colonizers. They would have fucking, dude, I knew enough about space that you would have a checklist. No, you can't do this until you've, like, scanned the environment, done this. No, these guys walk off, they're like, hey, it's a nice sunny day. Let's take our helmets off. Or Prometheus, oh, there's a giant spaceship rolling at you. The captain,
the rod.
Yeah, I know. The captain who goes, oh, I know space physics.
I take it.
I'm going to run in the same direction as this giant rolling ship. The same direction as this giant rolling ship. And there's none of that in this, which I fucking appreciate. And that's always my point of, like...
Can I just mention, though, a really great moment in this was the acid anti-gravity moment.
Yeah.
Because that was phenomenal.
Yep.
I loved that so much.
Yep.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, it's the thing where aliens, like, I mean, you have the thing of like aliens, like specifically aliens, where the acid blood isn't a problem outside of being too close to it. We lose characters because they shoot aliens too close, right? It's the whole, you're in space, acid in space in a spaceship is bad juju, and you're gonna get like, So you do that thing where it's like one of the only shots in this movie that's heavily CGI, but because you couldn't, like, it's not because they were lazy. You can't make that shot or that scene without heavy
Right.
CGI, right? And
It looks fine though. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't take
Like
me
I
out
said,
of the
I
movie.
really liked it.
Yep.
But
Yeah, it doesn't. That's what I guess we were talking about it earlier, and that's what cracks me up about people that bitched about the Ian Holm thing. I genuinely feel like they were just like, "Oh, it looked like shit." They should
No.
never have done that. It was disrespectful, and then they started balling. I was just like, "Dude, they literally contacted Holmes' family."
Yeah, and his family said, and that was it. But you didn't even point out what they were complaining about. The real complaint of it was there were too many nods to the original movies. Was the bitch?
Yeah, I know. I'm
yeah,
like, okay.
Yeah,
But
which
I
is
bet these same people were perfectly fine with The Force Awakens. So they can fuck right the fuck off, okay?
Yeah.
Because The Force Awakens is just a new hope with a reskin. You know,
with an emo Darth Vader. With emo Darth Vader. But I don't know, man.
Nothing against that movie because I actually do enjoy Force
I liked
Awakens.
all three of those movies. They're not great movies, but they like I at least had fun watching them.
Better than episodes 1, 2.
They don't have line dialogues like "I hate sand. It's so coarse." And whatever the fucking that dialogue.
Saying that because everybody shits all over them, but I think they're better than 1, 2, and 3.
I do too.
Better than 1, 2, and 3. I don't even think it's close, to be honest with you. The only one that could compare would be actually episode 3 out of episodes 1, 2, and 3. 3 is actually at least good because it is. It's actually a good movie. But it's still not as good. Force Awakens. But the best fucking Star Wars movie we've gotten in a long time, in my opinion, is Rogue One.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean Rogue One is a great movie, but like, it's that thing where it's okay, and we talk about this all the time because we talk about horror movies. Obviously, we have legacy sequels and things like Halloween and now Alien and Predator and all the stuff we've even mentioned today. Star Wars. We're talking about like the fact that like people go into these movies with complete different expectations, right? Like some people want the same thing. Some people want something new. Some people want this. Some people. I just want to go in and have fun and enjoy the things. Like, and that's. You? I know, Ken. How dare I?
You fucking pleb.
I know. I'm a pleb. Now they've said they're working on a sequel to this. They're going to do Andy
that
and
would be good because I'd like to see more Rain.
Yeah,
I really like Rain.
Yeah, great character.
I think they could do something really cool with like even like Wayland taking the ship, and then you have the Black Goo, or even you could do something cool like pirates like picking off the ship or something like that. Like you have a lot of possibilities of like their ship getting hijacked and having Black Goo on there, and like what you could do with something like.
We
I don't
could
know.
also see more of my buddies, the monster that I liked, the alien hybrid.
Well, the problem with that is that you need more pregnant ladies to get.
Dude, make them pregnant then.
Dude,
the
fucking
it's not the U.S. My bad.
the pregnant the placenta thing bowl of acid that like is sliding around in the sand at the end is just like horrifying because I kept going. I know the Black Goo effect. Like, hopefully she like because if it hadn't have done something like she just like acid ate away her vagina and everything like that. Like was all the horribleness of that whole scene. You're just like, oh no, what's I don't know.
That was what concerned you? That, not the fact that she like immediately was extremely pregnant and did not probably have time to dilate or stretch, and damn good and well that her hips did not have like. That part bothered you when
her Blade 2 baby.
To be fair, I have no defense. Sorry.
I was gonna say
I tried to help you out, but no.
I mean, I do have a question though. What did the thing that Ken loves so much that was a alien from Blade 2? I mean, it was an alien from Blade 2, basically, like the suction cup mouth that was like eating her like her throat like a vampire. I was very much like that's a very interesting take on what, and I appreciate it because it's like it was like a hybrid of the engineers with an alien, right? because
Yeah, it
it
looked like
was
I could see the engineer in it for sure. Yeah.
yeah, it's that weird mouth with the obviously the mouth inside of it. The like, I I just think that like the cool thing out of all this is that like they took that black goo and they're like, okay, it can accelerate, and that gives you justification for everything crazy science fictiony that happens, right? It's not just like
Hmm.
random anymore. It's like
Yeah.
I because again, the thing that like you go back in that doesn't has never made sense to me is like Prometheus acted like David made all this stuff like between Prometheus and Alien Covenant, but like they had those fucking wall things with the aliens on them. They had an alien bursted out of the fucking the engineer's chest in obviously the original Alien, which wasn't
Hmm.
like I don't know, man. I those dude really like I was just like before we started recording, I was watching a review of Gladiator 2, and they're like, yeah, it's Gladiator, but part two. Like the movie's supposedly very, very, very similar to the original again, and it's just like it feels like Ridley Scott's kind of lost his magic. Like he can still shoot the shit out of a movie, like it's like
Hmm.
beautifully shot movies and everything like that. But like I don't like creatively. I don't know, man. It's not. He's not like James Cameron that has like kept his juju up all these years. He's Ridley Scott has had way more ups and downs. That's why like letting someone like Fede Alvarez do this is just like a different perspective and wasn't trying to make a Ridley Scott movie like you were talking about, Brian. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that's where I think the movie. I genuinely think that the movie's strengths lie in the fact that it doesn't feel like a Ridley Scott clone.
yep.
It feels like a Fetty movie in space,
Yeah, it feels.
and
Yeah.
those are things that are totally fucking all right with me because I've
Yep.
liked the vast majority of what I've seen from him. I've
Yep.
never, in fact, I've liked everything I've seen from him
Yep.
because I haven't seen the Spider's Nest movie. I don't know if it's any good or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a fucking cool movie, and it's just nice to finally have another movie that can actually another alien movie that can actually hang with the first two
Yeah.
because man, the dip in quality, it's almost Terminator like, you know. So
Dude.
because I mean, after the first Terminator, they're all fucking shit. But nobody gonna hang with me on that. I'm all alone.
Again,
I'm all
Brian,
alone. I'm shooting
we're not
baskets
going to
by
tell you
myself.
again because we don't
Okay.
need to tell you again. You're the only human being that doesn't like Terminator 2. You're the there's one human being that doesn't like Terminator 2, and that's you.
That's not true. I've seen the reviews, and it's only at 98%. So there's more than me. It's not fucking much.
Can
I get,
what I have to ask you, Ken, what do you want from a sequel from this? What do you want from
I
Rain
want more
and
Rain.
Andy?
I want Rain to be pulled in to I want her to be I want more Rain to be just somehow involved, but like not, not like pulling the same concept from the past, but like I don't know. I think it'd be cool if it made it back with her and I don't know. I want more Rain. That's all I care. I don't care. I
I
just
want
want
more.
more Rain.
I want more Rain. I want more Andy. I want Andy as like. I want him to fix him a little bit, like make him even like kind
Yeah,
of like
that would be
badass, but not
cool.
like Wayland Corporation badass. Like
Yeah.
I,
I'm gonna be the only one to say that I don't think I want a sequel to this.
well, it's a
You know
little too
what?
late for that.
Honestly, though, a sequel to this could be a downfall
Yeah, it depends on
because
if they let Fetty do it. Like, and if Fetty wants to do it, like if he wants to do it, it's another thing. Like, because obviously he didn't make Evil Dead Rise, he produced that,
Right.
right? He produced it,
I
so
don't
it's
even know if he
like
did that.
I think he
Yeah.
produced it. I think he had like his whatever, but like if they're gonna let him do this and go and make his like his thing, then let him do it and let him do something cool and let him do what he wants and not force it and not try to like speed up. I mean, we live in the world where like the sequels get pushed, and I mean it's been doing that for a long time, but like we want it to be what he wants to make or whoever ends up making it makes it, and I don't know. I think that since Alien's still always my favorite movie, having something that makes sense and have something that like has that chance to succeed is what I want. I just want something that's cool that continues like making fun movies that live in that region of, lore. And I like Xenomorphs. Don't get me wrong. I would have been cool with they going off on Prometheus and all that stuff in those side routes. I just think Ridley didn't know what he wanted to do or didn't have like solid enough ideas and just kind of like, went whatever and did what he did. I don't even think he didn't write the script for Prometheus, did he? Like he
Ridley Scott?
Yeah.
I don't know, and
I don't think he
care
did
enough for the movie to look it up. To be honest with you, but I did look up, and Fede did not produce Evil Dead Rising.
Oh, okay. I thought he did. I thought he had something to do with it, but
no.
Okay, then Rod is just talking out his ass once again.
It happens to all of us. I do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, all of us. Okay, what do you guys want to watch next week? Do you have any ideas?
Shocker. I'm going to say it every time.
Something we were talking about. Oh, can we please do Heretic?
Yes. Did you see it?
I did.
Okay. Brian, you down with Heretic?
Fine.
The enthusiasm is wonderful. It isn't
well,
just
prepare your butts for religion.
I'm good with that. I
watched down to watch horror movies based on religion because
I watched Stuckman talk about it.
Root of all evil.
Yep. I watched Stuckman talk about it, who was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and he was like, this movie came right out of my head, and
wow,
yeah. So
that sounds cool. Yeah, I'm totally down to watch that.
Yeah, I'll go watch Heretic this weekend. So, okay, cool. Okay, next week. It came out of theaters last weekend.
Okay.
So
if it doesn't work, if we can't do it, I totally understand.
We'll fix them. Yeah, we'll figure something else out. But we'll do. Okay, if we don't do Shocker next week, we'll do Shocker in 2 weeks. Brian, you happy?
I just think Ken will like it.
I don't even know what. I know what the Shocker is.
Shocker is about a prisoner. Two in the pink, one in the pink.
I'm quite familiar with the Shocker.
Ken, I'll give you a premise. A man gets electrocuted in the executed for being a serial killer, and then like starts like he's kind of like Freddy Krueger but electricity. And that's
it's a Wes Craven movie. It's written and directed by Wes Craven, and it's got one of the best fucking 80s metal soundtracks ever.
Okay. Next week we will watch Heretic, and then
I like
2 weeks we will watch Shocker for Brian. To put two in his pink and one in his stink. Okay.
And then we're gonna do a revisit on Mary to Lou Who.
We'll watch it again just for Ken.
Just one from my two.
Go to murdermoose.com, buy merch, go to YouTube and sub to us there. Brian, we're gonna make you watch. What are you guys doing next?
I think the next episode that just uploaded today, actually, the day that we're recording this, is we made Warren watch Blood Rage. And then the next episode after that, we made Warren watch Thanksgiving.
Now, I need to know, is Warren getting immune? Is he starting to get numb?
Yeah. Not going to lie. It's starting to, the desensitize. Yeah,
desensitized.
Once again, one of those situations where I have a hobby that I can't fucking speak. He's getting desensitized to it for sure, and but he's also having a lot more fun. Like I'll just go ahead and tell you, he fucking loved Thanksgiving because we've recorded everything from now until New Year's, so we're on like break.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, we're on a break right now, so we can spend time with family and shit like that for the holidays.
Yeah.
So we've recorded 2 Thanksgiving episodes. We've recorded, I think, 2 or 3 Christmas ones, and then we recorded a New Year's one and everything. So everything's like scheduled and editing, and because Isaiah does all the editing and shit. Because we don't do audio podcasts anymore. Because fucking nobody was listening. Everybody was just watching them.
Yeah.
So, we I think Blood Rage dropped today, and then I think Thanksgiving drops in 2 weeks because
nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
But he loved Thanksgiving. He thought that was fucking cool.
It's been like great.
Dude, that opening, the satirical opening of that movie is so fucking wild that like you go,
it's not that far from true.
And it goes back to capitalism sucks. And I'm gonna just I hate capitalism more and more every day of my life. So like these things, like as I've talked about,
as a lumberjack, I can understand why you.
I am a lumberjack.
You don't make a whole lot of.
Fuck you guys. Ken, your links. Tell everyone.
Twitch.tv/continue. It's KINTINUE. I'm also on X for the time being, and Blue Sky, and I don't know why I called it X. I've always refused.
Because you don't care.
I'm just calling it X now because it's about to be our fucking X social media.
Yep.
Because once we get the Blue Sky up and running, I barely will post anything on fucking X.
Yep. And you can follow me.
Trash.
You can follow me at Ryder_Johnston on Twitch and on Blue Sky and shit like that. So, okay, guys, we'll see you next week for Heretic or the Shocker. The Shocker was coming. Bye.
Bye.
Love you guys.